All right, so one of the things I talk a lot to my friends about is the power of speaking the truth. And it's a conversation that always comes up is, we'll be in certain situations with coworkers, friends, church members, family members, and a topic will come up about something that happened in society, something that went down in society, and sometimes we'll have conversations with people, members of other group. Me and my friend, we were at this little restaurant, this little restaurant out in Sacramento, and this was during the time that Colin Kaepernick had just taken a knee. It was all over the news. They had him with a big afro, all over the news, and just basically, making it a big scene, big deal. And we sit down. They got the TVs all around. I think we got a little Applebee's or something. And there was a guy across watching the football game, and they had the stories up, and I knew he was about to ask something. I just was looking at him. I knew he was about to ask something. And within a matter of maybe 3 minutes of sitting down, I'm not gonna tell you what he was. He was just a member of another group. And within a few minutes of sitting down, he just said, what do you guys think about Colin Kaepernick taking a knee? And what do you think I think? What do I think? What do you think I think? Like, he just one conversation and talk, and so I'm thinking he probably really doesn't care what I think. He probably really isn't concerned. I could a lot of times I try to ignore conversations like that, get caught up in petty little stuff. But I let him know what I thought. I said, hey, I think he's bringing awareness to some stuff that's going down, with the killing and the murders of a lot of black men and women, and what he's doing is respectable by all means. And the community and all of us, we stand with him. We nail with him in that sense, in this circumstance. And he started going off, well, my grandfather fought for this country and fought to defend that flag, and he started going off on all the things. And a lot of times we're afraid to speak the truth because we know there's going to be some type of repercussions for it. A lot of times we're afraid to speak the truth, our true feelings, our true thoughts, our true desires. Or a lot of times we're afraid to even know the truth about a situation. We're afraid to know the truth about our history. A lot of times you present the true history. You present truth to people and they're not ready to hear it. They don't want to hear it. That's just a true fact. I could have chose to just lie. And some people do. Some people do choose to just, take the easy route out in the situation, not really speak the truth. But there's a power in speaking truth. When you speak truth in a situation, one, it allows you to live in truth. Once you speak truth, now the other person just has to deal with the truth you presented, because what you presented was true. They have to deal with it. If they can't meet you in truth, if they can't respond back in truth, at least you don't want to deal with that person. But you've presented truth. You've given truth. There's a freedom in living in truth, and that's why I always tell my friends, or it's really one of the obstacles or opportunities, because all obstacles are opportunities. It's one of the opportunities you have every day is to speak truth. If you can learn how every day to speak truth, and if you're not going to speak truth, at least don't speak a lie. Just be silent. Don't speak a lie, but speak truth. Speak truth. Know truth. You have to know truth in order to speak truth. When things come out in the media, when things come out on TV, articles come out online, I don't just believe everything that I just am told. I'm seeking truth. I believe as Christians, we're supposed to be seeking truth. If you're a Christian, you're supposed to be a truth seeker. Christ said, I am the way, the truth. So if you seek in Christ, or if you following Christ in all situations, in all moments, you're supposed to be seeking what is the truth of a situation, not what's going to support me and my group the best. What's the truth of this situation? Even with starting this YouTube channel, I had a lot of fear when it comes to speaking out on different things that were happening as far as in the black community, as far as what we could be doing within our own community to build ourselves up, and also with speaking out about a lot of stuff that people, black Christians, black youth, black Americans just don't know. A lot of history that we just don't know. We don't understand. A lot of black Christians don't know history. A lot of us, we don't study history, whether church history or secular history. We don't really know a lot of history. And once you do, you have to live your life in another way. That with that knowledge of history, with that knowledge of and understanding of Christianity and the history of black Americans, you have to begin living in a different way once you have that knowledge. That's truth though. So I was afraid to speak out on stuff. I've been wanting to do this for a couple of years now, and planned it. I always kept saying I need the right camera, the right equipment, need this and that. And in reality, I was afraid in many ways to start the channel because I knew, what it potentially could mean, and how it could cause some people to be upset, cause some friends to no longer really want to mess with you and stuff like that. But whenever you're thinking about not speaking truth, a lot of times, because not speaking truth, I remember in my communications class, the teacher said that public speaking is people are more afraid of public speaking than they are of dying. That's a greater fear. If people are more afraid of public speaking, when they surveyed people, the number one fear was standing up in front of people and speaking, which is really just a fear of speaking truth. Because we don't have no problem fitting in with society, going out in society and fitting in, walking in line with everybody. We play follow the leader all the time growing up. We have no problem walking in line, being like everybody else, dressing like everybody else. But speaking is powerful because speaking individualizes you. It causes you to become your own unique entity. Like when someone speaks, you understand what their thought process is. You understand how they're thinking, what their intentions are. You start understanding them a whole different way. And that's why it's important for us, black Americans, black Christians. It's important for young black Americans, whether you're with your family, whether it's in relationships, whether it's with friends, to speak truth. Speak the truth of a situation. Know the truth of a situation, but speak the truth. Don't be afraid of speaking truth. The moment you're afraid of speaking the truth, you got to also think, whenever there's an opportunity to fear, there's an opportunity to love. So if you are in a situation and you're afraid, like for example with the YouTube channel, I was afraid to speak on these topics because of what it might do to me in certain relationships I have. But my love for my community pushes me forward to speak on these topics, okay? So even though there's an opportunity to fear and not speak out because I'm afraid, I also have the opportunity to speak out because I love. So you have to find in a situation when you're afraid to speak truth, you have to think, what is it that I love that's going to be hurt if I don't speak truth? In this lifetime, I have 50, 60, 70 years left tops, right? And my community, my grandchildren, my great-grandchildren, all of them, they're going to be here for many more years to come. My seed is going to be here for many more years to come. My ancestors have been here for many years already. So in this time that I just have a short time frame. I just have like a little window to be a light. And I can't be a light if I'm afraid to speak the truth, right? I can't be a light day to day in this small amount of time I have if I'm afraid to speak truth. Who cares if I know the truth from now to 800 years ago, but I'm afraid to speak it now. I'm afraid to speak out and live out truth now. You never reach your potential that way, okay? So it's really to help us. It's really the encouragement to help all of us to speak truth. You feel a different power when you speak truth. You live a different way when you speak truth. When you just let people know, hey, this is how I do feel about the situation. No, this is the truth of the situation. No, don't try to twist it. Don't try to. I remember there was one guy in Arkansas I knew. He used to always say certain things about the Bible, and he if he didn't agree, he would always correct me. He would always be like, no, I don't agree with that. Correct me. Now, sometimes he was right, sometimes he was wrong, but he would always say something because he said, hey, I will never allow a lie to just go on in my presence. I'm gonna represent truth. Now he was talking about that with Christianity. I'm speaking about it with living your life every day in all situations, all moments, speaking truth and living out truth. Okay. So keep that on your mind. Live out truth. Don't live in fear. As Black Americans, a lot of times we live in fear. We're brought up in fear. We're brought up from a child being told to be afraid of certain situations, certain people. A lot of people's fears are placed on us growing up. We're not supposed to be living a life of fear at all. So speak the truth, know the truth, live out the truth.